Embarrass yourself. Let it happen.
I don't know, man. I love like Halloween themed tournaments. Halloween's like my favorite.
Yeah, Halloween's the best.
But maybe we'll have some jump scares in this next set. We have Hero versus Sonic.
Yeah, and Hero, more than almost any other character, I would say the most of any character in this game, can jump scare you out of nowhere. You never know what can happen.
Flack, more like heart attack.
Right, every time. And the thing is, a good jump scare, what does it need? It needs tension. It needs a build-up. And what character can bring you that? It's Sonic. Sonic can do that. He can slow down the pace of the game. And Thorn is going to be coming in as the heavy favorite here, but SpringyL has been playing very well lately, but so far Thorn is not having a problem.
I'm so glad that you're here because I definitely would have pronounced it SpringyL.
Right? Yeah, I made that mistake too. SpringyL. Yeah, it's an easy mistake to make. You know, SpringyL coming through just yet, getting the damage up. Making Thorn bite a little bit. And yeah, that's the thing about a matchup like this is that Sonic likes to take his time and be far away from you. Hero likes to get buffs and look at menu, you know? Mm-hmm. So it kind of forces Sonic to play a slightly different style. I can't imagine this is anything close to even for Hero, but it still is kind of a different play style from what you'd be used to as Sonic.
Yeah, and I think the slow startup on a lot of Hero's moves will definitely benefit Sonic in this as well, just having that speed. But I feel like we just saw there that like the up tilt is really good for covering the platforms. A lot of the time we see that Sonics are just kind of zooming in and out, using those platforms to make like a figure eight. But if Thorn's able to set up a lot of pressure on the platforms, it can be very hard for Sonic to deal with. But right now, speaking of hard to deal with, I think both of them are kind of struggling to get back to the ledge. The up B from Hero doing a really good job of trying to stuff out the Sonic up B, but we see that the height on the up B is high enough that he's able to make it back. And I love that aggression there, just using the back air to catch Hero at the ledge too.
Yeah, it's kind of knowing that Thorn was going to take a moment and look at menu there. Doesn't have any problem coming in super quickly. He's going to get hit by that kaboom though. I like that off stage there from Thorn. Risky as it may have been, it still worked out, but a nice fair is going to get it done. And yeah, SpringyL adapted very quickly. He was playing kind of slow at the beginning, but since then he has had no problem really picking up the pace.
Gets the tech chase here on the platform to send Hero off stage once again. Now he's glowing red, so have to be careful about some type of counter hit in these situations, but the pressure off stage is really strong, but it does not matter against that zoom, just makes it back to center stage. Oh, honk shoe,
gonna be it for sure. That's going to get it done. The snooze in the corner cleans it up. That's something Sonic's going to get hit by super often with how quick all of his options are. Thorn is going to be given a gift there, but immediately SpringyL finds that gift receipt, returns it. It's the grab in the corner, and suddenly SpringyL finds himself with a lead here. Good aggression on the platform, puts up damage. I love the faster pace that SpringyL has adapted here. He needs to have that against Hero, or else he's going to have all the time in the world. Accelerado on deck now, drifts in super quickly.
Right, just jumping back onto the stage, doesn't want to try to contest against that spring when recovering. Now just playing a little bit more patience here from Thorn. Running low on MP too, but now has a lot of kill power behind him. Glowing like a Christmas tree. Just trying to find the landing here from Sonic.
Yeah, and Thorn being low on MP has kind of allowed Springy to start dancing around him a little bit more. He's not really having to play as aggressive, but a well-placed Crackle Slash basically evens up the percent count here as Thorn goes for an aggressive ledge option. SpringyL slipping just a little bit. Thorn's able to get himself back on the ledge.
Yeah, kill power definitely going to be in Hero's favor here. That back air going to send Hero off stage, but able to use the zoom once again. Yeah, does not find the landing there from Hero.
Nice connections there for Springy as Thorn's starting to look a little bit nervous here. The percentage is climbing 130%. This game now is looking like Springy's to take. Has Thorn deep in disadvantage, 150%. Zoom gets him back on stage though. Stays safe out of that shield pressure. Good patience though. That could have been the stock if he had more confidence in the read. The F tilt still putting Thorn in a rough spot. The fair, bad DI, but he stays alive.
Has oomph as well. There's that aggressive back air onto the ledge too from Sonic. We've seen that multiple times. So I think just a call out F tilt or F smash from Hero could definitely stuff that out. 172. This is insane.
Very close. And just a slight misstep on an F tilt in the corner there from Springy. That could have been the game for sure. As Thorn hasn't been able to get any type of mana for this entire stock. He's just running on fumes, and he gets it done regardless. The up tilt finishes off a very close game one. And he couldn't be happier. Look at him cheesing.
He's shaking it out. You can't really see it on camera, but he's like shaking it out every single stock too. So yeah, just to be able to stay composed when you're at such high percent, being able to rely on your psych and your oomph, your psych up and your oomph to like have that kill power. One
Thorn
sec.
asking for some water. I had an extra bottle for him. I'm glad I asked production for an extra one before. Thor's getting thirsty over there. Yeah, he was shaking it out. And you mentioned composure. Springy is a guy that I look to for composure rather often. If you see him while he's playing, I've never seen him make a face. I've never seen him flinch. I've never seen him lean back. It's almost uncomfortable. It's like a little strange. It's like, whoa, he's like, he just does not move at all. It's just like the tensest situation ever. He's
robot mode.
I respect it. It's interesting.
I do really like the interaction that we saw too, where a lot of the time we were seeing Hero just like double jump back onto stage. So then we saw SpringyL go for like a preemptive upbeat where the spring was at the ledge rather than dropping it down below the ledge. And then Thorn just reacted and then upbeat to the ledge rather than trying to double jump back on. So really good just recognizing where Sonic is setting up because he's not going to have that speed, so he's trying to react instead. As soon as he's in a position where Sonic's in his face, he's not going to be able to really get him off just because of the slow startup of a lot of his moves.
Yeah, and Springy, I would say, rather fittingly uses the spring on that uppie in a pretty creative way. He uses it at ledge sometimes. He uses it to try and trap you into jumping really high off the angel platform. And so far, Thorn has been very aware of that. He has demonstrated some familiarity with those setups and not been caught by anything silly, as Springy just does right there with that flame slash.
But now trying to land against Sonic can be a little bit hard. Just chooses to land between the platforms, but Zoom gonna come in clutch once again too. And I love the way that Thorn is playing with the platforms landing on top of them. It feels like the up airs are like a really good string if SpringyL can get them, but a lot of the time it's playing more of this horizontal game, just trying to pop him up in the air that way, trying to get the fair in the back airs to send him off stage rather than playing with his foot around like up and down, playing a lot more vertical. Oh my gosh.
And that could have taken the stock if it's a crit right there, you know what I mean? So you can't fully blame Thorn for going for that, but SpringyL is going to be ready for it. And I always say in a hero set, you're due for one just ridiculous interaction where you die super early or something like that. So SpringyL could have been on the business end of one of those just then, but he's able to stay alive, live to fight another day, as Magic Burst gets the shield real low.
That was very scary there.
Yeah, Magic Burst is a risky option there because to very little benefit, you suddenly now have 4 mana, you know, and Springy was doing a really good job just making really good use of low mana and just putting on consistent pressure from a distance like he's not really able to do when Hero does have mana, and he's doing that right now, just staying in his face, but not too much in his face that he's getting hit. He's really playing that mid-distance super effectively whenever Thorn goes low on mana.
Ooh, okay, love that falling fair there. Just trying to catch Sonic really low to the ground. Now getting out of the corner can be a struggle for him. Has the Accelerado. Oh, and there's the sleep once again. The snooze. Yeah, that's just really unfortunate because like you said, a lot of the time Sonic is like getting up in his face but not too far in his face. But if he's able to get those burst options from the menu like the snooze, then it just completely shifts the momentum in Hero's favor.
Right. Yeah, and whenever Thorn is retreating like that, he's almost always looking for that snooze. And it's worked in his favor, I think, twice now. And I expect to see him going for it a lot. Do we have a punish here? Are we getting a kill? We have Psych Up charging the F smash. That gets it done. He salutes to the camera as the F smash takes the stock off the right side at a mere 15%.
Man, maybe I need to pick up Hero.
You might as well. You might as well. And then get your opponent to sit in shield for a good 120 frames as you land on it with Hatchet Man. Making the pressure work there in the corner. Thorn gets it done. And he was getting performative with it. You saw that? As he's charging the S-Smash.
Really? I mean, I guess technically you don't need 2 hands to charge it. So right? You got it, I guess.
He had it. He had it ready. He's playing to the crowd. You know what I mean?
See, I'm not like SpringyL. If somebody saluted the camera while they were charging F-Smash on me, I would have swung.
Swinging. I'm like trying to scare him. Like, ah!
Don't mess up, don't mess up.
Get him the flinch so he doesn't charge it. 100% I'm going for that. But Springy, he's going to demonstrate that anger a little bit more calmly than you and I would. In game, gets a lot of damage up early on. And yeah, just Thorn has no problem using a lot of MP early on. And Springy has made good use of that, but not good enough use. You know, he's not doing it in a way where he's winning these games or taking early stocks or like getting gimps off stage or anything. I would almost expect or like to see Springy go for that a little bit more. Get those really early stocks if you can, because Hero at low MP is definitely prone to exactly this happening. F Smash can't quite get it done, but 101%. How does Thorn make it back? Accelerado answers that question.
Yeah, and just stalls enough off stage too there from SpringyL. Really good stuff on these recoveries. Okay, but there's that zoom again, and I feel like whenever we're seeing this like high percent from Hero, he's just always has that zoom available to get it back to center stage. I think a lot of the time we're seeing like the shielding from SpringyL too, because he's being conditioned with the snooze into death, so he wants to hold that shield more, but Sonic doesn't really have a great out of shield anyway, so I think just continuing with this high speed, using your mobility to get around Hero, and just keeping in mind that that snooze may be an option, maybe even trying to like read the menu too to see if it is something that he has. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that's the Hero setup. That charge up B into a down air is going to get it done. But yeah, as you said, you got to be very vigilant of what menu is saying if you're Springy. Whenever Thorn runs back, you got to look. If you see that double O on snooze, you got to run away as quick as possible.
Yeah, and we just saw that there too. He saw it and then wave landed on the platform, but it's not going to matter here.
He got the crit!
Oh my gosh!
That got it done. The crit in the corner. Springy loses his second stock below 30% as Thorn is loving it.
But now just taking our time here, Springy getting a nice combo started. But yeah, the Accelerado just making it really hard to find these hits on Hero. Trying to get out of the corner too, but have to worry about that snooze. Uses the Flame Slash again. Luckily, snooze is not coming on the menu because it could be curtains.
There's a well-timed homing attack there from SpringyL as he catches Thorn in menu and is able to push the advantage a lot right shortly thereafter. 82% up to 92. Springy's pushing his advantage. F smash isn't going to be the trick, but I like that spin dash in the corner as he's landing from zoom. It's going to catch quite a bit of area if Thorn doesn't jump out of it. So I like the aggression, going high there to avoid the zoom, but that up tilt to cover anything high, like you mentioned earlier, it's been just as effective of a tool as you predicted it to be. But that forward air is going to take it off the right side. SpringyL gives himself a shot, but Hatchet Man connects again. How often do you see that? And see, SpringyL, you see he's laughing about it. See, right there on his name, that's NU. That means Northwood. He goes to school with J-Jaw and Feet-Seeking Missile. So he's familiar with some goofy tactics.
That makes sense. Right. I feel like you get conditioned to be a nicer person if you have to put up with that every time you play the game, because I could 100%.
Never. Or the opposite happens and you go full Joker mode. But
yeah, no,
he's opted for the